How's everybody doing? I thought I'd get a book review in. I just recently finished this one and borrowed it from a friend, so I aim to get a review of it before it goes back to him. And I'm glad I borrowed it. This is, I don't think it's even disputed that this is certainly on the list of everybody's classics. And it was something I wanted to get to for quite some time. This book is a household name. All Quiet on the Western Front by Erich Maria Remarque. There's probably, again, I try to review a good mixture of books, both mainstream and less well known. I kind of get more out of doing the reviews of books that are less well known because it seems like I can have a little bit more of a discussion about the book and not go over ground that's been covered. And I think I really risked that with this review. So I guess what I'm saying is what can be said about this book that hasn't already been said? Not much. So, but I'll give it a try. This book brings to mind a saying that was attributed to Ernest Hemingway, and I'll try not to butcher it, but he basically says that war is a trick played on old men, a trick played on young men by old men to eliminate the competition. And there are few books that drive home the idea that war is a racket more than this book does. So if you view war and these conflicts with a jaundiced eye, this book might appeal to you. It's basically about a character named Paul Baumer in the German army during World War I. And the book I would characterize as uncomplicated in that it's just his account of an absolute slog. And as we know from mainstream history that World War I was a slog, as if all wars could be characterized as slogs. But World War I was especially deadly, and I think it ushered in a type of warfare that the world didn't anticipate. So it's basically him wasting away physically, mentally, losing friends, living absolute hell in the trenches, dealing with rats, massive rats eating their food, disease, wounds, compromised diet, trench foot, inadequate clothing, inadequate footwear, and it's just a slog. There's no other way to characterize it. And the level of cynicism that sets in pretty early in the book, again, is a theme that continues throughout. So, in my estimation, it's a pretty uncomplicated story, but that's the beauty of it. It unflinchingly reiterates how terrible war is. And it just goes on for pages and pages and pages. So, I guess what can we say that we get from this book as readers? This book is, as I characterized before, the penultimate war diary that really characterizes war as the death machine that it is. And that is a bold statement considering the litany of war diaries we have access to. And I've read many. So what do we get from this book as writers. I personally think that I'll probably read this book. I will certainly buy a copy for myself, and I'll probably be reading this book over and over again. And this is one of those books that you could really study in a concentrated way and benefit greatly from distilling Eric Maria Remarque's talent for prose. It's one of the most beautifully written books, bar none. I think I made a post on Substack, which I'll reiterate here. I'm better at writing than I am at public speaking, but it went something like, we cultivate a poetic voice now, and then it's subsequently applied to our writing. In this era, these people had it as a natural facility. Okay, so it came naturally to them, and that comes through in this book in spades, in ways that are hard to articulate. You have to read this book. It'll improve your prose without a doubt. So much so that I'm actually writing my third book in the Beset series, and much of it, a theme throughout all three books, is war and how terrible war is and how destructive and fabulously expensive it is, and that one of the characters is actually an artilleryman, an army artilleryman, and of course this book takes place some 10 to 15 years in the future, probably maybe even a little bit farther than that, and he's stationed in the Finnish Lapland, and he's actually fighting the Russians, and war in Europe has expanded to larger proportions than we're currently dealing with. He comes back, and he kind of has the same cynicism about war and war profiteering, and deeply instilled in him and his friend, who happens to be called Eric, by the way. It's almost like they're trying to process their trauma. They're trying to process why they did what they did, why they were there, why they were defending European interests, why their own country fell apart. And this book informed that writing to a degree that I don't think I can even grasp. So this is why I say that to be a truly excellent writer, you have to be very well read and read broadly. Fiction, non-fiction. So I'm afraid to even add any additions to what I just said, because I'm scared that I'll withdraw some of the power. I owe this book tremendously for informing my most recent writing that I might be posting on Substack. And I hope that some people that have read this book and are informed about this book, some of this energy that was transferred from this book into me will come through on those pages. So, in closing, guys, this book is a classic for a reason. This is one of the best books written of all time. This is an absolute must read. Again, I can't say enough good things about this book. So go out and get yourself a copy of All Quiet on the Western Front. Peace. Till next time.